So remember that time that you got that Beyonce inspired wig and you thought it was so cute that you decided to wrap your windows down and next thing you know it looked like Beyonce's hair when it got caught in the fan during her Halo performance? I totally understand. So this is how we're gonna fix it today. You guys can see this wig is really not in super bad shape, but it's just really stiff. It's kind of tangly. There's no running your fingers through this baby anymore. So I'm gonna show you guys how to soften this back up, and I'm also gonna show you how to totally revamp and restyle the wig. You guys can take an old wig like this that you thought was destined for the trash, and you can totally revamp and get something new out of it. Let's dive right in. So I'm gonna begin by using my canvas wig block here. I'll put links to this down below on Amazon, and I'm gonna go ahead and just place the wig right onto the wig block. Once I have it on there, I'm gonna use T-pins like this baby right here, okay? Then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and place that into the sides of the wig. I'm also gonna place them in the back so the back doesn't ride up on it. And trust me, it's just a good move to make. Okay, so now you guys can see the shape that this wig has taken. So you see when I hold it in my hand, it doesn't look so bad. Imagine this baby on your head. She looks stiff, she looks rough, and she needs some work. So we're gonna go ahead and give her a glam makeover, and I'm gonna show you guys some simple steps that even the least experienced people can pretty much do. I'm also gonna show you guys how to do some Hollywood style waves in this unit here using some pretty simple tools. For this next step, I'm gonna utilize a wig brush like this here. I like it because it has the metal pins there that stay nice, secure, and sturdy for wig detangling, styling. I'm just gonna go ahead and start at the bottom and we're gonna gradually detangle and work our way back up. This will make it look a little better, but honestly, it doesn't really help out for like long-term wear because it still gets stiff really easy, and you guys can see the hair is still pretty shapeless. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll brush through here, and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished look of the brushing, and we'll get into the rest of the stuff. Alright, so now you guys can kind of see with it being brushed out, it's looking a bit better, but it still doesn't have much style in there. So I'm going to show you guys some simple tools. My child wants to be seen. Stand by. Hi.
Hi.
Anything else you want to say?
Yeah.
What do you want to say? Okay, bye.
Hello.
See you later. So that's my 3-year-old, don't mind her. Okay, so when we are getting this ready to style, I want to make sure these ends are nice and smooth, as possible, so that way it's not knotting and tangling on me, because it can still be kind of prone to catching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blow dryer with a director nozzle like this on there, and I'm also going to go ahead back with the wig brush. I'm just going to blow dry them out. Now I know before someone asks, people always say, I thought someone told me that you could not use heat on synthetic wigs. You can, but you have to be very careful. So you want to use this on low heat. Don't put it on high heat. Synthetics are synthetic, they're plastic, so they will melt if you get the heat too high. I'm going to be using heat more than once on this wig, so there are definitely ways around that, and I'll kind of explain that to you a bit later. Okay, so hopefully you guys can already see the difference in the shine and the softness on the hair. I will say if you don't know when the last time was that you shampooed the wig, start by shampooing the wig. I do have other videos to show you how to do that, but I'm not gonna waste your time on that today because this wig isn't even dirty. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the next step to show you guys how to get it a bit smoother and to change up that style. All right, so for this next step, we're gonna use these little spring rollers like this here. Now the nice thing to me about these is that they have the metal coils on the inside. They're super flexible, but because of the plastic mesh on the outside, you don't really have to worry about it burning anyone if you're actually using on them, or burning the synthetic hair here. So I'm gonna use those, and I'm also gonna use little push pins like these babies right here. And what that's gonna allow me to do is to secure the rollers in place. That's why it's important to have a canvas block like this. Again, I'll have links to this and the mannequin stand as well as all the tools down in the description box below. But I'm gonna go ahead and take my, I'm gonna go ahead and take my rat tail comb here, part out my sections. And you guys can see some of that curl is in place from the previous style still. But we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wrap this around here kind of like a wand. So what I wanna do, I'm just gonna drag it down some, and I'm gonna go ahead and begin to curl here. So let me turn that so you guys can see. I'm doing there. I'm just gonna treat this like a wand here. We're gonna curl that all the way around and down. From there, I'll go ahead and roll it all the way down. We'll pin it in place. Obviously, I'll have to pin it more than once here. Just like so. And then I'll go ahead and move on down to the next portion. Now, it's nice to have somewhat even sections, but don't feel like it has to be perfect. It's gonna be combed out and all that for the waves later. Place it down, wrap it around, making sure to push it back up towards the top. Roll it down nice and snug and place pins in there to secure it. I'm gonna do the whole head that same way. On the other side, I'll roll it up a bit higher. Notice I left it kind of spaced out a bit there at the top, and that's because my part is on this side. I want it to be a little looser and to hang a little lower. Okay, so once you have it completely rolled up like this here, you're gonna need two things. The first of which is a steamer, like that there. The second of which is a plastic bag. I'm using one that's a little bit thicker from Aldi's, but you can use like one of those thermal bags from the store, or you can just use a standard shopping bag. As long as it's not like a paper bag or something like that, it should be totally fine. If it does have a print on it, make sure the print is facing the outside, not the inside, especially if you have a lighter color wig, because you don't want any of it to come off and stain the plastic fibers on the wig. Don't say I didn't warn you. So what I'm gonna do is take this bag and toss it right on over this wig head, like so. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and take the steamer. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it does have steam coming out of it. And I'm gonna place that right underneath this bag. Now, just so you guys can see there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let that go in there for just a few minutes. Well, not even a few minutes, honestly, for like a minute. And that steam is gonna get caught inside of the bag. And then from there, it's going to get caught in there. It'll heat up everything. So for those who are wondering, if you're heating up hair that's synthetic to a temperature of about 212 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the temperature of boiling water, it does not actually damage the synthetic fibers. So for those who are thinking that you cannot put heat on synthetic hair, you can. Just make sure that it's in the range of boiling water, which is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius. I'll try to put it on the screen and see what we can do about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go around there with that. Then we're gonna let that sit under the bag for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna take the bag off and let it cool, and then I'll take this hair down and show you how it's looking, and we'll get it styled into these Hollywood style waves. All right, so this wig has had a chance to cool, and it feels like it's dry. So I mean, I would just say play it by ears. If you're not sure, just go ahead and let it sit overnight. But I want you guys to see how I rolled it. So you guys can see how close together I rolled this side. That's because the part is on the side. I want to get a lot of volume up here. Here I spaced them out a bit more and drug them down some, and that way it lays a little bit more flat. So just be intentional, I would say, about how you roll it, and that way you guys can kind of see there the rolling pattern with the remainder of the head. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin taking these loose, and then from there we'll get into the styling aspect of this unit. So we'll just start back here where the lowest portion of the wig is and take these babies out. And I want you guys to see as they're coming out what this hair is looking like, okay? Oh, I'm caught on there. So you guys can kind of see there, look at that. Tell me that's not gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead. Now it's crazy because I've done a tutorial with these babies before, but I didn't show you this style of rolling to give you this wave look. So of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments below of just these waves. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of these babies out. All right, you guys, so my camera's about to die, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to show you how to brush this out, and then I'll charge it some and we'll continue. So I'm gonna take a nylon bristle brush like this, and we're just gonna go ahead and lightly brush around the edge of this wig. I wanna use something that's soft and doesn't have like the firm bristles in there, and that way I can kind of create that soft wave. Look at those waves, you guys. I can kind of create those soft waves in the hair without it taking away from the style. I mean, just look how gorgeous that is. Would you think that that was the same wig at the beginning of the video? It's crazy, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush this some or manipulate it a bit, and then we'll kind of come back and let you guys see what it's looking like. Okay, so my camera died, but I still had some to show you guys. I wanted to show you how to continually smooth this out all the way down through the ends. So you guys can see, I'm just gonna kind of brush through that hair all the way down. I want it all smooth. Then from there, we're gonna work on getting these waves to fit together. So that's gonna be the kind of important part that's just gonna bring this whole look together for this unit. So you guys can kind of see here how these waves wanna come together some. So we're gonna go ahead and just work on getting those waves to kind of move as one fluid piece like so. You can also kind of take it and move it up and get a bit more body where you want it, all sorts of stuff. It's like right up here. See how when we lift, it gives a bit more of that shine and definition to it. It allows us to kind of see exactly what those waves are doing in there. And then we just kind of go with the flow of how those waves are going. Now, as I'm molding those together, if you wanted to, you can use a bit of hairspray to get a better mold on that. It's entirely up to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing right here on this side. We're just brushing through this hair. And on this side, I wanna leave it a bit more flat because I'm going for that classic style where it's more smooth on one side, more voluminous on the other. So we want our waves there, but we want them to be a lot more subtle and subdued. Now we've got a panel of waves here. These are a little too small, and this is why it's important to kind of wrap them with the same tension. So I'm gonna try my best to smooth that in and make it blend with everything else. So that's why you wanna use a nylon bristle like this. It just kind of helps to push everything together so you don't see the difference in those sizes. Then from there, see how we kind of have that build up there? Look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and straighten this back out. Like, check that out, you guys. So this is literally just from how it's rolled. No special tricks. I haven't even brushed this part really into any type of smoothness yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to my comb, and I'm gonna encourage some of those waves to do what they're already doing. So I wanna bring some of those curls into place. See how we're doing there? And we're just gonna continue to encourage those waves to come into place. So on this part, if this gives you a hard time, don't feel like you have to do it like this. You can just go ahead and unroll it and like finger tousle through it and call it a day. But I don't know, to me this is being done for a special event. I've got someone who's kind of hosting like an awards event, and I wanna make sure that she is looking the part. So that's what this is all about. All right, and there you have it, you guys. This is the finished look in the back. Let me give it a turn so you guys can kind of see how it's looking in the front. These nice waves, this very classic Hollywood style. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, especially if you didn't even know that you could revamp a wig like this. This is without any major effort. And honestly, this wig that looked like it was on its way out now has quite a few wears left in it, and you can make it look brand new over and over again. You can even straighten this hair back out and do all sorts of different changes with it. So the next time you're tempted to throw out a wig, give it another thought. You'd be surprised at the things that you can pull together. Until next time, you guys, take care, God bless, and stay glam. And you know I love you, boo. Bye. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at GetGlamFam for more behind the scenes content, posts from hair down to family posts like this one here with Zelina and myself, or even posts like this here with Allison and the girls in their little matching outfits. We have all sorts of stuff on there that you may actually love. Be sure to check us out.